about the shooting of these people from that television station and all the other stuff that we've been hearing over the last few years, showing that we still have not overcome the problem that as black people, we have a low sense of self-worth. And as a consequence, we carry out that low sense of self-worth in doing very serious, damaging things. So this is one of the challenges that Florida A&M has to be part of trying to do something about. I had to confess, my wife and I, where's her picture? Right here.
Right in front of you.
Both of us grew up in the FAMU church. But what happened when I was in Miami, I became a Unitarian. And my children did not have the experience of being part of the FAMU church. And one Sunday morning, the president of the Unitarian church said she was going to take a leave of absence for 1 year because she was going to bar mitzvah her son. And I didn't even know the lady was a Jew. Now, my children have no identity with the black church because of that mistake we made today. But we need to learn from the Jewish community what they do to prepare their children to live in this society. So we as a community have more work to do through the church. We can expect to do this through the school system. I have a report right here called Opportunities Suspended: The Devastating Consequences of Zero Tolerance in School Discipline by the Advancement Project. This was done by the Attorney Brown about 20 years ago. And what they did at Dade County, what they did at North Dade in Opelika, North Dade Senior High School at one time was one of the highest rated black schools in the state. But through desegregation, all of that changed. And as a consequence, they instituted a program of desegregation of making North Dade Middle School a what they call magnet school, so that advanced students can come to that school. But the consequence of that was to push out the children from the neighborhood. And they therefore become part of the consequences of zero tolerance and school discipline. Don't you remember at one time they used to have truancy programs where they used to find children that weren't in school and bring them back to school? They don't do that anymore, do they? They identify the children that's not going to succeed and they push them out into the criminal justice system. So we're in serious trouble, continuing from even the days of Clark. And as a consequence, Dr. Mangum is asking us to participate through our volunteer organizations, through the churches, so that we can pick up what is missing in our school system. In that regard, there is one person who has been invited to participate as the director of the new program, of the Black Archives program at Florida A&M. The only concern I have is whether or not she's still on the final list, because she's not an African American. She is a Jewish American that worked with us during the freedom movement, so I know her. She's concerned that she may have been identified to be taken off the list because she's not black. Now, that's the other issue I'm concerned about, because we're gonna video this and send this to the Office of Civil Rights and whoever we need to take this to, because we got to remember that in the struggle for freedom, the summer that didn't end, the story of the Mississippi Civil Rights Project that she was part of, it still continues.
What is her?
Thank you.
What is her name, Attorney?
Her name is Ellen G. Hoach. Ellen G. Hoach. She was on the list to be succeed and become the director of Black Archives, but we don't know whether or not she's been taken off the list because she's not black. Now I hope we got beyond that, because during the movement, if you know Patricia, if you remember Patricia, she had whites and blacks working together, you know, as partners in the movement. So thank you, people, for this few minutes. I hope I stayed within 15 minutes. If you have any questions, I'm willing to answer them for the next 2 minutes, because you said I had 3 minutes, and then one gone already.
No, Ted.
I just want to say something quick. You mentioned that North Dade High School
Yes, you know.
was chosen as a zero tolerance
Yes.
school. I went to the school during that time,
All right.
and we had to when segregation was ending and integration was coming in, we
Right.
had to transfer to Carroll City High School.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the truant officers and stuff too,
All right.
being on duty
That's right.
and picking up kids that skip school
Right.
and bring them back to school and
Well,
stuff
they
like
don't
that.
do that anymore.
They don't do it anymore.
That's right. So we're in serious trouble, because these children who have low self-worth, they can go down, go to Walmart and take a, you know, buy a pistol, you know, because of their sense of low self-worth. So I need your support, and I want to support you to do what we can do to save our black children for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
That means I'm at end right now.